Welcome back, NBA Gamer Channel. This is my Gauntlet breakdown for free to play, and I'm going to go through last event where you started with no event cards and break down how I got the card free to play, spending no coin. Okay? Obviously, if you're falling short. Now, I did some math and I didn't do real detailed graphics on it, but I'm going to break it down showing you how I break this down. But you have to play hard streak. You have to have a strong enough team to play that. Okay, the toughest team at the end is 4K, but they usually stack those teams, so you're going to need a much stronger team or just be able to play good to beat those, because they'll have like top tier cards in those lineups, and you need to get to that 75K. So you basically have 89 hours, and to know that you have to play 2 parts to complete a game, and that would be 1 hour's worth of stamina. So when you start out with no event cards, that's basically 500 points per game, and you have 7 games to complete a streak. Once you complete that streak, you get a 1500 bonus. So if you don't mess up or don't even lose one of the halves, you have 5,000. You can claim that first card right away. Now, it's important to get those bonuses in the lineup, because as you can see, it adds up. If you keep doing this process, and I would pause this and go back and refer to this chart, you basically can end up, if you don't miss any stamina at all, 4 hours to spare. So it is possible. You have to wake up once in the middle of the night and play. If you don't, or you can't handle that, then you have the option later to buy some stamina, and I'll talk about that later. So let's go through this. I'm going to show you each step. So once I finish this streak, okay, I go back, start the hard streak again, and then you want to claim that first card. Make sure that I have cards already ready to upgrade to a decent level, so I can use him and my power doesn't drop too drastically. Okay, and that's up to you how far you want to train up. This event I went up level 60. Make sure I'm switching to my best mentors and a good card that I want to fit into my lineup, because I still have Clay as my shooter and Bird, so I made Duran with the defense so he can go for steals. Now, these first few games I could auto them, and most likely will win most, because the power differential and the quality of players in the lineup aren't that good. But the last 3 games, you got to watch out. If you auto them, you could lose. Even if you have 8,000 power, if you have double the power. I mean, I've seen where my team is losing. I've lost a couple of the halves. You see, this game is tight. But, you know, you work with your team, know your players. I mean, Bird, awesome from 3, is showing his range. He can hit that. So once you get to the next claim, 30K, that's your second event card. Okay, and this is where I'm about to claim it here. So I hit that mark, and I'm going to get that card in immediately too. I'm going to train that up to a decent level as well. Now, because this is a card that would fit in my lineup as a top tier card, I'll go ahead and train him up all the way to that level that the Bird card was, so I can play them interchangeably, and it helps with my domination lineup, so I have you know, multiple teams that are around the same level. So get that in the lineup, then you're at 40% bonus, so you're going to get more points as you go. Now, it's important that when you start the Gauntlet with no event cards, that means it's the start of the theme for the first time. You don't have fantasy finals before, like the current event that I will talk about at the end of the video. You need to focus on next crafting at 50K, and usually it's going to be a weak card. Okay, But hopefully the rest of your lineup is pretty strong still to handle beating the hard streak, because you really need to be able to beat the hard streak. If you are really unable to, like, play the games, especially those last three, you're not, just whatever your schedule is, you're just unable to keep an eye on the game, I would suggest autoing easy streak, because I've not seen my team at a high level lose at that, but I have seen them lose on a hard streak in some of those later games if you just leave it on auto. So just a word of advice, if you can't keep an eye on it, there is a chance you can lose. Now, once you get the most event cards you have, that's when you want to use your free doublers. You have 2 free doublers before the event starts, so you want to make sure that you use it also in the second half of the game, so you get the most points possible. Don't use it in the first. Make sure that you click off the enable after that match, so you use it for the next game in the second half of the game as well. And just to show you the points and how they double, so when you start off with no event cards, unless you're paying money to get these event cards, the most you'll have is 3 event cards, getting you a 60% bonus. And that is enough to free to play. If you're waking up in the middle of the night, if you're alone, you can set up an alarm. If you're not, maybe drink a lot of fluids before you go to bed so you naturally wake up. Just some different strategies here. Now, I'm going to show you that once you get that top card, okay, my strategy right now is I don't want my team power to go up so high so quickly, so I am not claiming my top card right off the bat. I'm going to keep it in my inbox for now, but you can see here that in this event I woke up every night and used my energies, and I have 4 hours left. Okay, so I didn't miss much, maybe missed a few hours here or there, because if you account for the doublers making up some of those missed time. Now, if you do miss, if you fall asleep, you're too tired to wake up, if you have work where you just can't get on, the best bang for buck deal in this event is buying the stamina. Now, if you've been playing the game and building up your coins, you can get the large event charger for only 180 coins. That fills up 6 stamina spots. That means 3 games. So you can still, doing the math, just see where you're at, because if you're at 60% bonus, every game you're getting on hard streak, you're basically averaging, if you do the math, a little bit over 1,000 points per game. So just see if you're close enough, if it's worth the coins to you, just in case you've missed. Now, the other option, which we're going through now, is when you can start with 2 event cards from the beginning, which is going to make it much easier. If you play Fantasy Finals and even just play on easy mode, where you're only getting to the second event card, you can't get the final one, you still get those 2 cards to put in the lineup. So showing you here, I have the best cards I can have surrounding them. I've trained up those cards too, so they're, viable to win fairly easy. And once I get that Kevin Garnett, after that first hard streak completed, I'm putting him in the lineup to get 60%. Then after possibly roughly around a day of playing, I should be able to hit that 30K mark to get Jason Kidd in there. And I will train him up too to the same level that I have my current point guard at, because that card is going to keep for my domination lineup. And I'm going to just break down the math again and again. Just, if you want to look back and pause, make sure that you do that. So starting with that, you're getting 700 points per game, and then at the end of that streak too, you'll be able to claim your first card. And if you're missing those energies, then just do the math. You can see how many points you needed. You can divide it by the hours left in the event. You can break it down that, you know, when you have 60%, you're making 1,000. If you have, once you get to 80%, you're getting 1,100 per game, and so forth. But with that starting out, if I don't miss any energy, I should finish with 18 hours left, and I could possibly get up to 94K, maybe a little more using the doubler. That's still not going to get you into the rewards bracket for the other rewards, but you get the final card much easier. So I hope that these tips help. Please go back and refer. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments, likes, and this should be something that you can go back to refer to in the future. Anyway, thank you. I'll catch you on the flip side. Later.